Okay, one of my students said to me, why must I learn scales? Why do I want to learn and practice dull going up the scale and down the scale? Why do I want to do that? Because this is your vocabulary. I need to know the scales to do things like this. I need to know different shapes. I need to know exercises like this. I need to sit and do exercises like this. So I can make my scales work for me when I want to improvise. And this is where the fun comes in. Scales become your vocabulary. In other words, it becomes your words, it becomes your phrasing. It lets you free yourself from learning set pieces. So you don't just learn set passages, you learn to just play it. Now what I'm doing there is, I'm just improvising. I'm not really sure if I could replicate exactly the same thing again, because that's not what I'm going for. Now, the purpose of this video is to sort of take you through why scales are important, with some ideas on how you can go about practicing the scales, because let's face it, going bam, 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 over and over for hours at end is not exciting. Now, just quickly, this doesn't have to be for hard rock. I just went for an overdrive sound because I felt like it. So if you're into more of a country feel, you could do something like this, for example. Nice little double stops. So you want country? Same scales, no different scales. It's not a case of that every style has a certain scale that they use. Some guitarists might favor a certain scale, but there's the same scale I demonstrated with overdrive. Or if you want to get more of a bluesy sound, we can also do something like this. So it's not so much about the style, the scales are adaptable. And we mentioned a few minutes ago that your scales are your vocabulary, it's your words, it's your phrasing. In fact, your exercises become your phrasing, and the scale, the essence, it's your foundation, your words. So you need to learn this whether you're playing it on blues, or if your inner Aussie comes out and you want a high gain overdrive. Now, I want to share some ideas how to make learning scales a lot more interesting. Now, first of all, you need to learn the scales, and I think the most powerful scale to start with is probably your minor pentatonic, and we're going to do an A just as a quick recap. I'm sure most of you probably know the scales, but if you don't, here it is. Starts with fret 5, and it's going to go like this. Watch it carefully. 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. And if you take that exercise and you play it along with a sort of a basic backtrack, listen how nice that scale sounds. I'm going to play it through really slow, and you can hear first of all the scale with the backtrack, and then I'm going to show you how to improvise and then give us some ideas how we can begin to learn to improvise. Check this out. Make sure I'm on, and here we go. So just going up and down the scale. And it works. Okay, it works quite nicely. Now, I'm going to get a different angle so you can see the scale working a bit better here. Here we go, focused more on the fretboard now, and I also tuned up my guitar. I noticed that the A string was a bit out. And to prove that this is done live and not overdubbed, there's no production tricks. If my guitar's out of tune, I'll pause the video and I'll retune it. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same scale, but you can actually see the movement. I'm going to do it slow, and it sounds pretty cool as well. I'm just going to resume where we were. maybe a string bend, repetition, and everything just works. Pauses in between, very important. Okay, and later we can start doing that. Not everybody wants to play fast, okay? And it's not about speed, it's about having control of your instrument. And when you need to play that fast passage, make sure you can. So for those that are avid slow hands, I'm not saying play fast, but I'm saying be able to play fast for that one time where you might just need that quick phrase and your techniques let you down. So practice that you can play fast, and it's nice to know that you can do it should you ever need to. If your car can do 260 kilometers an hour, it doesn't mean you have to ride there all the time. Okay, so learn to play fast. It means control, it means good technique, and then play as slow as you. 1, 2. Nice dynamics inside there. Okay, now first of all, get a load of different exercises going. Everybody's got certain preferences, certain exercises they like more than others, and there's no wrong exercises or anything like that. So if you need some exercises, let me know, because you need to build up your vocabulary. So when I say exercises, I mean things like this, for example, where with the minor pentatonic, you're doing something like this, and you can see it slowly. So and again, that can get boring. Other exercises. And at speed. Maybe some palm tapping techniques. Pinch harmonics, string skipping ideas, arpeggio exercises. Get a whole handful of exercises so that you don't just learn to play the scales, because again, scales are your words, your exercises become your phrases, and how you put it together becomes your personal character or style of playing. I am very pro learning set solos as well, so if you like learning a solo, please do, but don't stop there. Learn to just play guitar, just sort of pick up a guitar and go. Okay, just play, it's fun, it's freedom, it's expression, it's a creative art. And yes, you do need discipline in the first place in order to become expressive. So I'm not saying just jam, you don't need to learn songs. You need to learn songs too, because then you understand what did the great guitarists do. So yes, learn songs. Yes, learn your scales. And yes, learn to improvise too. It becomes unique. You develop your own style. Now, back to my students' disgust when they said, but I don't want to practice 3 hours a day. It's boring. Okay, this is what worked for me. Now, you're going to laugh at this now. I would put on my favorite cartoon, Simpsons maybe, for example. Can you hear it in the background? Okay. And what I'd do is, while I'm jamming, I would sit and watch my favorite cartoon. So I'll do something like this. Now, the exercise I'm going to do, just because I have to play some exercise to demonstrate, is going to be this. If you want a copy of that, let me know, I'll send it to you. And then while it's playing, I'll sit and watch this and go. Now yes, it does get rather noisy.
But that won't happen this time.
Okay, and as Bart says, that won't happen this time. Okay, but what I'm trying to show you here is that if I'm busy watching my favorite series, or whatever it is, if you're watching Friends, or if you're watching The Simpsons, or if you're watching whatever, it's not about the series, it's more about the concept. If I'm watching something and I'm playing, two things are happening. I'm getting muscle memory and reflex, and I'm also being aware what is happening around me, because now I'm wanting to watch my movie or my series at the same time, which is important because I can parallel that to my band. When I'm playing in the band, I don't want to just be so intense on my own playing that I lose track. What is my drummer doing? What did my bassist do? What is my singer? What is he? You know, I need to be aware of what's happening around me, and this is a nice way to get it going. And also, if you watch a series, it's very easy to practice guitar for 3 to 4 to 5 hours in one shot without even realizing it, and that makes us good. So, end of the day, to summarize what I want you to get out of this over here is, first of all, please, you must know your scales. That is not negotiable. Okay. If you want videos on some scales, let me know. I will give you a whole stack of them. You're more than welcome to them. Then you want exercises. Okay, so you want to then learn exercises like we demonstrated. Things like groups of 4. Pedaling, where you go. There's so many that I can demonstrate right now, and that's not the purpose. The purpose is find the exercises you like. Get to spend 3 or 4 hours a day on your guitar if possible, or when possible. It mustn't feel like 3 or 4 hours. It must feel like, oh, good grief, I can't believe the time went. It should feel like that. So that's what you're after. And then, very important, once you've learned your scales, put on a backtrack. Make the scales work for you so you can just jam. So whether you want to take, for example, I'm going to jam with the chords now for House of the Rising Sun, which I've just altered a little bit for the backtrack, for the fun of it. It's in the key A, just to give us an idea. And this is just having fun after this. So first, practice the scales, practice the exercises. Use your series to help you get the time behind you. And then just jam after the end of it. And you got something like this. And that's a nice way to practice. So depending on your style, you want to get more of a sort of a country swing, same backtrack, you can do something like this. So it doesn't have to be fast, you don't need a... Sorry about that note. Okay. That's what happens when you want to talk and play at the same time. It's just nice. Because if I'm talking and playing, it means I'm actually sort of relaxed. And I'm not just totally involved with the music, I can actually play. And this is what watching TV or Netflix, actually, I don't watch TV. And actually sort of playing. Later you can join the scales. And you can go on and on and on for hours. So to summarize, A, learn your scales. Not negotiable, must be done. Okay. Secondly, learn some exercises. If you need them, contact me. I will let you have some with pleasure on PDF. Just send them through. And see, to get those hours, watch some Netflix, or no, don't get sponsored by Netflix. Watch your favorite series or TV, whatever's happening. Get used to being aware of what's around you and also hearing yourself play. And then lastly, once you spent that time, always get to jam. It's like doing a certain sport. Imagine you're a rugby player or a soccer player or a cricket, and you practice all the passes or all the bowling or all the catches, and you're never going to play a match. What is the point? So your vocabulary, your conversation, it's the way of talking, it's your scales, your riffs or your phrases. And again, part of your practice is like your sessions, but you need to take it to the match, and the match is either your band or a backup track where you actually get to apply it and then record yourself, play it back, and then listen to yourself and be your own critic. You'll always make somebody happy, and you're always going to make someone upset as well. Someone's always going to say, but you play too fast, or you play too slow, or why do you do it like that? Why don't you do it like this? That's not a problem. But if nobody likes your playing, then you do. But you will always get someone that says, that was cool, for example, like that. So have fun with the guitar, learn to be freestanding, learn to improvise, learn to control your scales. Trust me, they might not seem fun when you're learning them, but once you got them, you will have a huge amount of fun. That's where all the excitement is. That's what all the big guys do, from Stevie Ray to Randy Rhoads to Eric Clapton to Bonamassa. They all love and know their scales. Cheers for now. Bye.